Welcome back, everybody. This is Insanity Check with Skillet Sauce and Ken. He's an angry, saucy sauce today.
Yeah, I'm really going to try and contain myself today and not use so many expletives and so on and so forth. But yeah,
We love the expletives, Dre.
yeah, I know.
And I am Ken, and I am about to begin what will be our third show. This is April 12th of 2012. First quarter's over. We are close to doom.
That's right. Before the Earth stops rotating, or what is it, planetary alignment?
Oh,
It's
pick
supposed to-
one. Aliens, planets.
aliens is for later. We got
yeah,
some
we
of our
got some-
aliens.
yeah,
by
good
the way.
alien stuff later, yeah.
Legitimately. But yeah, it's supposed to be the Earth rotating.
Another galaxy might be spinning into ours.
What's the poles are going to reverse?
Poles will flip. Massive solar flare. So get your TV dinners out.
All sorts of
because,
deadly shit. So we're just gonna have fun until that happens, Definitely. So let's see. What are we going to engage in first?
Well, another way that you can look at the end of the world is by, of course, our wonderful society here. Government is creeping slowly into our lives. And we have a little tidbit here of, maybe some of you white folks don't know anything about this, but brothers in the urban cities tend to get stopped a lot by the police. And, before
true.
it was questions. Years ago, we were just walking down the street, mind our own business.
On our own block, by the way, on our own block.
3 cops, cars, 2 of them jumped the curb
Yes.
to surround us. And we were asked to put our hands on the hood and show identification.
Which we should not have had to show since we were not operating vehicles. For all you people out there that don't know your rights.
Not to mention, this was, 15, 20 years ago?
Yeah, something. No, it was more than that, man.
Yeah.
Because we were in our mid-teens.
Yeah.
So
But nowadays, apparently, strip searching has become the new craze of the police. Well, you can talk more about this.
it's actually different from like cavity search because when I was looking through the article and I'd heard from a couple of colleagues, they were saying, "Hey, did you know that the police can actually strip search you once you're arrested, and it doesn't really matter what you're arrested for?" And I was like, "Well, I don't quite understand what you're saying." He was like, "Well, a man was arrested for parking violations or something along those lines." And they, of course, processed him into the system and then made him strip search completely down to his balls, completely. Now, they said there was a difference between strip searching and cavity searching. I think where they gotta like finger you. So I really don't know. I've never been arrested.
One, they have to buy you dinner. The other one, they just buy you a locket.
Yeah, exactly. So this guy was the dinner variety, and I personally think it's just a way of conditioning, breaking down people's understandings of personal freedom because all of these things are done under the auspices of protection. So when they tell you oh, don't worry, we're going to strip search you and treat you like a damn cattle, it's for your own good.
It means the good of everybody else except you.
Exactly. And this is all post 9/11, all that hokum that took place then facilitated all of the madness.
Hokum. Bogus. Bullshit.
Nonsense.
But that's for another show.
That's another show altogether. And so basically, and I had come across these cats and they were talking about it. And, a couple of them was like extremely upset because I think they had a lot of parking violations. So I guess they got to go to the gym or something to get themselves in shape before they got to strip down before the man. But yeah, that was just something that I don't know if many people were aware of.
Well, they're aware of it now. And also, you should be aware, especially, again, if you are a male Negro, there's actually videos on YouTube that instruct you how to deal with the police, what rights you actually have, because many of us don't know our rights. We don't even know most of our rights, but
exactly.
There are places that you can learn. For instance, basically, if a cop stops you on the street and starts questioning you, all you have to ask them is if you're being arrested, or if you're being held for a specific reason. If they can't give you a specific reason, or if they don't put you on the arrest, you tell them that you are not consenting to a search, and you are legally, you have the legal right to turn around and walk away.
That was the whole thing. What did the guy say? He said, "Are you detaining me, or am I free to go?"
Right. Are you detaining me, or am I free to go? Those are the 2 phrases you need to understand. Are you detaining me, and am I free to go? And now, these are the pigs. They might lie and say all types of bullshit, but again, this is your right. You have the permission to do this, and you can just turn around and walk away.
Well, that was the whole reason when I said as far as an identification, we didn't know when we were teens that they could ask us for identification, and you felt duty bound. Oh my God, like it was Johannesburg or something. You had to whip out your ID and show it to them.
And what was it? 2 years ago? We were in Prospect Park. We were in the park here in Brooklyn.
Riding
It was
on
about
bikes.
1:00 in the morning. Again, there's no curfew, so we had the right to be there. But apparently, they started closing the park late at night. And again, two pigs rolled up on us and was like, "What are you doing in the park?" We're like, "We're riding in the park."
And
You know.
I was in a full cycling kit,
Yeah,
by the way.
he looked like,
full cycling kit.
Who's there with the ball cancer?
Lance Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong,
Yeah,
yeah.
I had the full kit on everything.
And
So-
and then they were like, "Do you have ID?" And we were like, "No, I had my wallet in my pocket.
I sorted it
wasn't going
out. I had mine under my
And,
nuts.
and then he asked us, "Why don't you have ID?" And we were like, "Because we're riding. Why do we need identification?" He looked at us, probably thought about pulling out his taser, but maybe because there was a female pig in the car with him, he decided to show his feminine side and let us go. But I
mind
say
you-
let us go. We didn't even do anything. We just had to leave the park because it was closed.
And mind you, while we were making our tour through the park, we saw several people on the grass with their
Sure,
dogs.
of course.
And there were tons of hot spots in there for a whole bunch of other types of activities that I know was probably going on. And these cops decided to mess with two cyclists. And mind you, there is something on the books that says that park closes at 1:30 a.m., but it wasn't even 1:30 at that time. So that's
It was
just
actually 1:10.
more of the harassment to try and catch us. But so, I just wanted to, touch upon that as far as in, strip searching. So beware if you have any parking violations, you are slapping up your spouse, you do anything to get run through the system, be prepared to strip. Grab your ankles, do the shimmy shake, do whatever.
Make sure you wash. Actually,
No,
don't
you
wash
should
your
wash.
ass.
Don't caked up, crustated shit, everything. Be foul
Drink
as a
some
Subway bum.
strong green tea before you go
Oh
outside.
yeah, exactly.
What's the rule with the opposite sex being able to strip search you?
I honestly don't know how that goes. That's an interesting point.
Right.
I honestly don't know. I wish I could.
Like if it was a female cop.
My guess is that she would, simply because of that stereotype that women can't threaten men, but men can threaten women. So I guess we're not supposed to feel violated or threatened because some chick is cupping our sack, possibly unwashed. But I'm pretty sure they wouldn't allow a man. But who knows? Actually, it's the pigs. They'll take whatever liberties they want. I'm sure they don't care if it's two males and there's some females.
They
in the
probably,
street.
because the TSA
Oh, yeah.
is loving and living
Yeah.
on molesting women in airports. I mean,
Yeah,
they're just
they're
living on
fingering
it.
chicks left and right. It's
They're
like,
doing all sorts of stuff. I mean, and then they're busting those guys for running actual porn rings, everything. The TSA is just a
shit.
mess. No, I'm dead at. Oh God, I wish we'll get to that. The TSA, they are arch criminals hired by this country to help police passengers on planes. And these guys, the rap sheets, forget the fact that, they caught a couple of the TSA guys screaming, saying, "I'm God," and all this other. One of the guys was screaming, I swear to you, "I'm God, I'm this, I'm that." Cupping women, always pulling the well-endowed women over so they can pat them down. I mean, and making jokes about it, circulating those images, the scanned images of the person where you can see the body outline. Man, they caught these guys for every infraction known to man.
and all of this because supposedly something happened 10 or so years ago
Yeah.
that now they have to keep us safe from.
Keep us safe. So we have to be conditioned to give. And I have actually seen quotes from people. I actually seen footage on YouTube of people saying, "Well, I don't mind giving up a few of my freedoms so I'll feel safe." I mean, complete sheep,
Yeah.
complete
A
fools.
few was 10 years ago. Then it turned to several. Now it's a bunch. And I'm pretty sure if we survive this year, it will become an ass load.
Oh yeah.
And we'll see how happy people are. Again, always bear in mind, okay, we live here in America. We have been occupying Afghanistan, what the hell Saddam was saying, Iraq, all of these other countries. There's real shit going on every day in people's lives. People live under the threat of possibly being killed or blown up every single day. We've been so-called attacked twice
Yeah.
since 1994. Twice.
And the first one in '93 was like extreme. When '94 was in '93. The first when they parked the van.
Yeah, that was 94.
That was totally inept, by the way. But
Right. Twice. We don't live in terror here. We live in the threat of terror,
The threat
because
of
they keep
terror.
on telling us that we're supposed to be living
Be
in terror.
afraid. Be very afraid. It sounds
Okay.
like one of those old 70s, movie things. Be afraid. Be very
Twice since '94. All right. Amazingly enough, we are at our first break. So stay tuned, mull that over, and we'll be back in 2. Please. Thank you.